Yeah, it's interesting you mentioned the New York Times. Our taxpayer-funded broadcaster, the ABC, is right now being slammed for its biased coverage. We've been reporting on this for 2 years, but Jewish Australians are now calling out the ABC directly. Look at this.
Because, there's some really good things happening here around this community. Like, a lot of people are coming together.
We're so appreciative of that, yeah. How are we feeling? Is this what you wanted? Is this enough now? Will you listen to us? Albanese, Wong, will you listen to us? Will you actually do something? Will you actually, don't have to stand up and say anything because we don't believe you anyway. And ABC, I've got to say, will you cut out the biased reporting? Mainstream media, we feel will you cut it out? Will you actually let us have a voice? Because we feel that part of the reason that the Jewish people have experienced such a massive change in Australia towards us.
And I'm sure it's people who have been watching the ABC, who've been reading the New York Times, who've been watching the BBC, who are very shocked by what has happened at Bondi, because they haven't been getting the truth.
Yeah, good for her for calling them out. But everything she said, the answer is no. No, nothing's going to change. I'm sorry. I've seen this movie before, Gabriella. This is nothing new, okay? I know it's shocking, right? Obviously, but we've seen this before. It's not the first time this has happened, and nothing has changed. So do I expect the reporting to change? No. Do I expect the government to do anything to really stop anti-Semitism? The answer is no. I hate to say it. We have to protect ourselves. That's what it comes down to. And further gun restrictions, frankly, is just going to make the matter. It's just going to make the matter worse. It wasn't the police who stopped this guy, right? That first time. It was a person who had to put himself at physical risk to disarm that person. But if somebody there had a gun, and that's all you're doing. If people don't have guns, they need the police to take action. But the police clearly aren't doing that. What do you expect people to do? No, nothing's going to change.
Ami, just looking again at how America is responding compared to Australia, the Trump administration is pushing to designate the Muslim Brotherhood as a terrorist organisation. Can you talk to us about if and why we should be considering doing that here?
Yeah, because this is a global threat. These are not isolated threats. These are not organizations working in a airtight vacuum. They all work together. Look, I spent 2 weeks undercover. I spent a month undercover with the Muslim Brotherhood around the world. I saw them. I went to Lebanon. I went to Egypt. I was in Germany. I was in Istanbul. I was in the U.S. And there's the reason why the president and this administration has moved toward making them a terrorist organization, because they are, and they support terror around the world. And these are just different threads of the same ideology. If it's able to give law enforcement another tool to fight them, I'm all for it. I don't see the downside, right? Just because they're also a religious organization does not make them exempt to terror. Okay, Hamas is both a religious organization within Islam, it's also a government, and it's also one of the great terror organizations the world sees today. Okay, it doesn't excuse it. It doesn't excuse fighting it. And if that's what is necessary to give the government and law enforcement tools to fight it, that's what we need to do.